You know that feeling, right? You've just had a conversation, maybe a meeting at work, or just a simple chat with a friend, and now it's over. Except, it's not. Hours later, you find your mind hitting the instant replay button, going over every single word, every pause, every little reaction. It can feel, well, exhausting, maybe even a little obsessive. But what if I told you it's not a flaw? What if it's actually a feature of a really unique mind? Well, let's dig into that.
I mean, really think about it for a second. You're lying in bed, you're in the shower, you're driving somewhere, and bam, your brain just starts rerunning the tape of that conversation from earlier. If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. But the reason why you do it? Oh, that's way more interesting than you probably think.
For the longest time, we've been told this habit is a classic sign of social anxiety or maybe insecurity. But the source material we're looking at today completely flips that idea on its head. It suggests this mental replay isn't about worry at all. Nope, it's the sign of a highly analytical and strategic mind hard at work.
Okay, so first up, the replay in your head. If this is you, you might have told yourself you're just overthinking things, but it's an incredibly common habit. Today, we're going to totally challenge that idea that it's a bad thing.
So, if it's more than just simple overthinking, what is it really? Well, when we peel back the layers, we find this pretty sophisticated cognitive process. And it isn't about getting stuck in the past. It's about getting better for the future. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the contrast here. On the one hand, you have the common belief. Replaying conversations means you're anxious, you're insecure. But on the other side, we see the insight from our source. It's actually a sign of high self-awareness. You're not just worrying, you are paying very close attention to your own social performance.
And this quote just nails the next point. I mean, the fact that you can even have these detailed replays in your head points to a very specific strength. You have a powerful memory for social data. Think about it. You're not just remembering the words spoken, you're recalling tone, body language, context. That is a huge amount of data for your brain to process and store. That's a skill, my friend, not a weakness.
So, is there a scientific concept behind all this? You bet there is. It's a fascinating idea called strong self-monitoring. And this is the engine that drives the entire process.
And here's the crucial part. Strong self-monitoring isn't just you passively worrying about what you said. No way. It's an active process. You're observing and evaluating your own behavior, but with a really productive goal, to learn from it so you can be an even better communicator next time.
So, what goes into this? This chart breaks it down perfectly. Strong self-monitoring is basically built on 3 pillars. First, you've got that high self-awareness we just talked about. Second, a really strong memory for all that social data. And third, and this is so key, a genuine internal drive to improve. It's the mix of these 3 things that makes this habit so incredibly powerful.
I absolutely love this next idea because it gives us a perfect metaphor for what's really going on. I want you to start thinking of these mental replays not as a worry loop, but as a workout for your brain. Right? Imagine a football coach after a huge game. What's the first thing they do? They go back and review the game tape. And they're not doing it to beat themselves up over every little mistake. No, they're doing it to find patterns, to spot areas for improvement, and to build a smarter strategy for the next game. That is exactly what your brain is doing.
So let's just walk through this. Step 1 is the conversation itself. That's the game. Step 2 is that mental replay you do later. That's the tape review. Step 3 is where your brain analyzes all that data, asking, okay, what worked, what didn't, what could I do differently? That's your strategy session. And all of that leads to step 4, a brand new, improved game plan for your future interactions.
So, we've looked at the mechanism, the psychology, and the whole process. What's the final takeaway here? What does this habit actually say about the kind of mind you have?
The source material we're looking at suggests that this habit is actually the foundation for several pretty rare and valuable traits. Let's take a look at the core building blocks that make it all possible. When you boil it all down, these incredibly valuable traits all spring from a few core characteristics. You've got a high level of self-awareness, a powerful memory for social details and nuance, a deep, genuine desire to connect with people effectively, and of course that relentless drive for self-improvement. These are literally the building blocks of a highly effective and strategic social mind.
And that brings us to the single most important message of this whole explainer. That little thing you might have thought was a bug in your system, some kind of glitch, it's not. It is a feature. It's the signature of a mind that is constantly learning, adapting, and strategizing to be better.
So I'm going to leave you with this question.
The next time you find your brain hitting replay on a conversation, what are you going to see? Are you going to see the old story of anxiety and overthinking? Or are you going to see the new one, a high-performance mind right in the middle of a strategic workout? The choice is all yours.